Nick Torres. Fate is officially confirmed after NCIS Season 23's fatal shooting. NCIS fans have been asking the same question after that shocking Season 23 finale. Did Nick Torres survive? The final moments of Sons and Daughters left viewers staring at a black screen as a single gunshot echoed through the Navy Yard. No body, no confirmation, no answers. Just silence. And now, thanks to comments from showrunner Steven D. Binder, we finally know the truth. Nick Torres is alive. But that doesn't mean he's safe. In fact, the fallout from that gunshot could become one of the biggest storylines NCIS has tackled in years. To understand why, we need to look at what really happened in the finale and why the mystery surrounding Torres was never just about whether he lived or died. Season 23 was one of the most eventful years NCIS has had in a long time. The season brought back familiar faces like Vera Strickland and Ellie Bishop. It revealed that Tim McGee secretly had a son named Mateo from a relationship dating back to 2005. The agency itself faced major turmoil, including a temporary shutdown and the devastating death of director Leon Vance. By the time the finale arrived, viewers expected another explosive conspiracy or a massive action sequence. Instead, NCIS focused on something far more personal. The episode centered on legacy. Kayla Vance was forced to confront the memory of her father after his death. McGee struggled to build a relationship with a son he never knew existed. And Mateo found himself caught in circumstances that raised serious questions about who he really was. At first, Mateo seemed like a dream come true for McGee. After missing more than 20 years of his son's life, McGee finally had an opportunity to become the father he never got to be. But the deeper NCIS looked into Mateo's activities, the more suspicious things became. The finale gradually revealed that Mateo might be connected to something much larger than anyone expected. Whether he knew it or not, he appeared to be involved with dangerous people operating in the shadows. That discovery led directly to the episode's final confrontation. Torres tracked Mateo down and confronted him alone. The scene immediately felt different from a typical NCIS ending. There were no backup agents, no dramatic rescue. Just two people standing face to face as tension built with every second. Then came the gunshot, and the episode ended. For nearly an entire summer, fans have debated what happened next. Was Torres killed? Did Mateo shoot him? Did Torres shoot Mateo? Or was there someone else involved entirely? Now we finally have our answer. Speaking with TV Insider after the finale, Steven D. Binder addressed the cliffhanger and effectively ruled out the possibility of another major death. According to Binder, someone was definitely hit by a bullet. But he made it clear that the creative team had no interest in killing off another major character so soon after Vance's death. His comments were particularly revealing because he compared the situation to the famous moment when Gibbs shot McGee years ago. That comparison tells us everything. Binder wasn't talking about a funeral. He was talking about recovery. He was talking about consequences. Most importantly, he was talking about survival. That means Torres is officially expected to return when NCIS Season 24 begins. However, surviving the shooting may actually create a bigger problem than dying would have. Here's why. The biggest mystery now isn't whether Torres lives, it's who got shot. Many fans assume Torres was the victim because he's the one who approached Mateo. But when you examine the situation closely, another possibility starts to make much more sense. Torres is one of the most experienced field agents on the team. He's a former undercover operative. He's highly trained with firearms. He spent years surviving dangerous encounters. Mateo, on the other hand, looked nervous, emotional, and completely overwhelmed during their confrontation. If a weapon was fired during a struggle, the odds actually favor Mateo being the person who ended up injured. And if that's true, the consequences could be enormous. Because suddenly the conflict isn't between NCIS and a criminal, it's between Torres and McGee's son. That changes everything. One of the most overlooked aspects of the finale is how emotionally invested McGee has become in Mateo. For years, McGee believed he would never have the chance to be a father to this child. Then, almost overnight, Mateo entered his life. Naturally, McGee wants to protect him. He wants to believe in him. He wants to make up for lost time. That's what makes Season 24 potentially so fascinating. If Mateo is injured during the confrontation, McGee could find himself caught between loyalty to his team and loyalty to his son. And for perhaps the first time in his NCIS career, those loyalties may not align. Imagine a scenario where Torres believes Mateo is connected to a criminal operation. Now imagine Mateo insisting he's innocent. Who does McGee believe? His partner or his son? That kind of conflict could divide the major case response team in ways we've never seen before. There's also another layer to this mystery that many viewers are overlooking. The finale strongly hinted that Mateo may not be acting entirely on his own. Throughout the season, clues suggested that someone could be manipulating him from behind the scenes. If that's true, then Mateo may be less of a villain and more of a pawn. And that possibility opens the door to an even larger conspiracy heading into Season 24. A conspiracy that could connect directly to Gabriel LaRoche. LaRoche's return remains one of the biggest unresolved threats facing NCIS. His growing influence, combined with the uncertainty surrounding Mateo, creates a dangerous combination. The shooting may simply be the spark that ignites a much bigger story. That's why Binder's confirmation matters so much. It isn't just confirmation that Torres survives, it's confirmation that the real story is only beginning. A dead Torres would have ended the mystery. A living Torres forces everyone to deal with the consequences, and consequences are always more interesting. As NCIS enters its summer break, fans still have a long wait before Season 24 arrives. Current expectations suggest new episodes could premiere sometime between September and October. But at least now we know one thing for certain. Nick Torres isn't gone. The gunshot didn't end his story. It may have just started the most important chapter of it. And when NCIS returns, the real question won't be whether Torres survived. The real question will be what that gunshot changed forever. So what does all of this mean for NCIS Season 24? The biggest takeaway is that Nick Torres survived the shooting, but the real consequences are only beginning. If Mateo was the one who was shot, McGee could find himself facing the most difficult choice of his career, standing with his team or protecting the son he just found. That emotional conflict alone could drive the entire first half of Season 24. My prediction is that Mateo isn't the true villain. Instead, he's being manipulated by a larger force operating behind the scenes, and that force may be connected to Gabriel LaRoche's growing influence within NCIS. The shooting in the finale wasn't the end of the story. It was the event that set a much bigger conspiracy in motion. One thing is certain. When Season 24 premieres, the focus won't be on who survived the gunshot. It will be on uncovering who pulled the strings behind it all. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know your own Season 24 predictions in the comments below.